In this video, I'm going to show you an option strategy to repair a losing stock position. You can use this strategy to repair any stock positions which are down bad. So for example, if you bought shares of any companies like Planter, Hood, which are down 20-30%, you can use this strategy to recover from those losses without buying any new shares or averaging down. So in this video, I will show you how to recover from a losing stock position, how to turn a losing trade into a break even, how to reduce your cost basis and break even price, and reduce your recovery time without averaging down. We are going to do this using an option strategy which requires zero or minimal cost. And I will show you multiple ways on how you can do this. First, we will start with the basic method and then we will build on it, and I will show you a more advanced strategies that you have probably never seen before. So watch this video till the end if you want to learn the best part. This video is for education purpose only. In my videos, I use different tickers and different trade ideas for examples. They are not meant to be recommendations. So let's start with this scenario. Assume that I bought 100 shares when it was trading at $150 a few weeks ago. I would have paid $15,000 to purchase these shares, but in just a couple of weeks, the stock has now dropped to 131, which is a 12.6% drop from the entry price. That means this investment is now in a $1,900 drawdown. So if I were to just hold this investment, I need the stock to go up almost 15% for me to just get back to the break even. If this was a long-term investment, then I don't mind a drawdown. I can hold it for several years. But in this case, let's say if I wanted to recover as fast as possible and reduce my losses, I can use this strategy. So now we are going to go over the full strategy step by step in option strat. So let's say I bought 100 shares, but my cost price was 150. So I'm going to change the cost basis here to 150. And now you can see here that the break-even price for me is $150. So I need the stock to go up by 14%. And you can also see the break-even line here on this graph. And right now this is in a 12% loss. So what I can do here is I can go to April 17th expiration, which is about 60 days from now, and I can sell a covered call at 150 strike. Now, if I sell a covered call at 150 strike, I will get $523 premium for it, which is going to help me offset my cost basis, and it is going to reduce both my cost basis and my break even at 144.78, because the premium I receive here, as soon as I sell the covered call, I get it in my account, it is mine to keep, but now I have an obligation to sell my 100 shares at 150. If the stock goes over 150 over the next 2 months, in that case, I will get to keep the premium that I've received, and my shares will be sold at $150, which was my cost basis, but now I have captured $500 as profit. So in that case, even if the stock is at 150 by expiration, I would be in a net 3.6% profit. Versus if I were just buying and holding the stock without making this adjustment, I would break even at 150. And in this case, I'm going to break even at 144.78. That means now instead of 14%, I only need the stock to go up by 10%. But for me, that is not enough. I want an even faster and an even better recovery plan. So for that, I'm going to go into the advanced strategy. So instead of selling one covered call here, what I can do is I'm receiving $523 premium here. Using that, I can buy a bull call spread, which is going to amplify my upside and increase my odds. So to do that, I can go here and I can buy a call, and I can buy this at 135 strike, which is slightly above the current price. And now I can sell another call here. So that means it will turn into a ratio spread where I'm selling two 150 strike calls, and using the premium I'm receiving from those calls, I am buying 135 call. Now, after I make this adjustment, look at what has happened to the break-even. The break-even price has now been reduced to 142. So that means instead of going up till 150 here, I can now break even at 142. So now I only need the stock to go up by 8.4%. So almost we've reduced the break even point by half. And if you see here, now if the stock goes back to 150, I will be up 10% on my net position. So if I'm just holding the stock goes back up to 150, I will break even. But in this case, I will break even at 142. And when the stock goes higher up to my strike price, which is 150, instead of breaking even, I would be in a 10% net profit by that point. And for to open this trade, I actually do not need to pay anything out of the pocket because we are receiving credit. So after making this full adjustment, we will actually receive $7.5 in net credit to open this trade. But what if I want to make it even better? To make it even better, I can move this long call slightly in the money. So we are trading at 131 right now. I can move it about 6 points in the money, and then I can also move this to 140. After making this adjustment, look at what has happened to the break-even price. The break-even price has now been reduced to 137. So now I only need the stock to go up by 4.2% for me to break even. So now instead of waiting till 150 or even 140, I'm going to break even at 137. But there is a small trade-off here. Now, in this case, if the stock goes back up to 150, instead of making 10%, this is only going to make 4.1%. In fact, it does not even need to go till 150 to make 4%. It is going to make 4.1% net return if the stock is over 140 by expiration. Now compare this scenario. If you bought the shares at 150 and you ended up at 140, you would be in a $1,000 loss. But in this case, if I land at 140 on expiration or anything above 140, I would be in a $600 profit. So that is a $1,600 delta. And even if it lands at 137, I'm going to break even. So even though at that point the stock would be down 10% from the entry price, but I can still break even. If I want to increase my odds even more, I can try reducing the strike prices by another 5 points. So I'm going to move both the strikes down by 5 points. Now the break-even point has been reduced to 134. So I only need the stock to go up by 1.9%. So after making a change like this, I'm feeling much better about my position. Even with the small move, I can still break even. But now my upside has now been capped to $215. Now in this case, as long as the stock is at 135 or higher, I'm going to make $215 profit. If you were just holding the shares at 135, you would be down $1,500. But in this case, I'm going to be up $215 in that case. Now, what's the catch? This looks too good to be true. So obviously there has to be some trade-off. There is no free lunch. The catch here is that if I move the strikes down in the money, that will reduce my upside, but it will reduce my break-even point. If I increase my strike prices to out of the money, in that case, my break-even point will be higher, but my upside will also be higher, right? If I go back to 135 and 150 strike combination, in this case, my max profit can be $1,500 and my break-even is now 142. If I reduce it down, then it goes back to $605 max profit, but my break even is now 4.2. So this combination to me looks like a healthy combination. And to make this adjustment, I am going to receive $105 net credit. So when you're creating this trade, you want to start by placing your long call at the money or slightly out of the money, and then move the two short calls to out of the money to a point where you can bring it close to zero credit or zero debit. Ideally, I like to be close to zero. That gives me the best risk reward scenario, or I would like to receive some credit. In some cases, I might be okay paying a small debit also. Once you have this initial setup, you can calibrate your strike prices, and even your expiration dates to a setup which makes most sense for you. For example, if I increase my expiration date, in that case, my credit is going to increase for the same strikes. And now my break even is better. My max profit is better, but my timeline is also longer. Like I said, there is no free lunch. There is one catch here. The catch is that if the stock goes up fast, it is going to take me more time to recover because now I have this option position with 2 months expiration. So I will be able to realize my profit and loss near the end of expiration. If the stock moves fast, my recovery is actually going to be slower than just holding the naked stock. So there is a trade-off here, which is why you have to calibrate it in a way. Do you want the maximum upside or do you want the lowest break-even point? You can also try different expiration dates. You can try with 1 month expiry. You can try with even longer expiry. But for the most part, for this strategy, I think 1 to 3 months is the sweet spot if your goal is to recover out of this trade. So let's quickly go over the trade setup again, and then I'm going to go to the next example. So in this case, I'm selling 2 calls at 150 strike and collecting $523 premium each, and I get a total of $1,046 credit from both of them combined. And then I buy a 1 call at 135 strike. For it, I pay $1,038. So my net credit is $7.5 in this case. If you like this strategy and you want to learn even better strategies, then check out my coaching program in the description below. In this program, I teach you my systematic option strategies. Even if you are a beginner, we can take you from a beginner level and turn you into an independent, confident trader within a few months. So if that is something you're interested in, you can find the details in the description below. Let's model it again on a different stock. Let's say I bought 100 shares of Hood stock when it was trading at $90 and now the price is near $75. So this has come down 17% from entry. That means I need the stock to go up 20% just to break even. So now I'm going to go here and sell a covered call, and I can sell covered call at 90 strike, which was my entry price. And this would reduce my break even to 86. So my break even is now 14% from the current price, and I will receive 367 credit for it. So now I can buy a call, which is going to be at the money, and then I can sell another call. So now in this setup, right now I have $177 debit. So I want to adjust my strike to a point where this turns into a net credit. So now after I make this adjustment where I am doing 80 and 90 strike ratio spread, my break even has now been reduced to 12%, which is at 84.7. Now I need the stock to go up 12% to break even, which I think is still kind of high. So I can try reducing the strike prices by 5 points, and that will bring it somewhere in the middle at $82. So now I only need the stock to go up by 7.9%, which I think can be realistic. And in this case, I'm receiving $107 credit, and my max profit is going to be $607. So in this setup, even if the stock goes back to my break-even price, which is $90, I'm going to make 6.8% return, which I think is a very good setup. And I can also try moving the strike prices down by another 5 points. So if I do go with 70 and 80 strike combination, in this case, my break-even price will be reduced to 79, and my upside is going to be reduced to 195. So I'm receiving $195 net credit here, and even if the stock is over 80, I'm going to make 2.2% return. So you want to be more aggressive and in the money. If your goal is to reduce your break-even point and get out of the stock, even if it is at break even, if you want to maintain some upside, then you want to go slightly out of the money. So you have both the options available depending on your priorities. So you can choose the strikes and the expiration combination that works best with your personal objectives. So when to use this strategy? This strategy works best when the stock is down by 10 to 30% from your entry price. This is not going to work when the stock is down 80 or 90%. There is nothing we can do about it. But if you act early when the stock is down 10 to 20%, then it can work really, really well. And it also depends on what your outlook is. If your outlook is that the stock is going to have a moderate recovery, or it is going to kind of chop, then it can work well. If you're expecting a massive rally, then it is best to just hold on to your stock. That is going to be faster option. And also in this case, I can do a recovery if the stock goes up a little, or even if the stock stays the same, I can still recover. Even if the stock holds the current level, then I can still recover. If the stock goes slightly lower, even in that case, this can reduce the losses. But if the stock goes down a lot, if the stock is cratering, going down 50%, 80%, then I cannot do anything about it. Then it's best to actually just take the loss and sell the stock. And when to not use this strategy? So I will not use this strategy if I'm expecting a swift recovery, if I'm expecting the stock to skyrocket, or if my goal is to just hold this for long term, for years and years, then I will not be inclined to use this strategy. If the stock's fundamental has deteriorated or your conviction has changed, then it's better to just sell and move on to the next opportunity.